Many manufacturers have turned to electrically powered engines, but is this possible for all automakers? For a company like JCB, which specializes in the manufacturing of engines for heavy machinery, electric engines are just not good enough. This is because electric engines are incapable of producing the kind of power these heavy machines require. Replacing diesel engines with batteries and heavy lifting equipment will amount to sacrificing power for less environmentally harmful emissions. And quite frankly, other brands can afford to make that sacrifice, but not JCB. Certain activities, like construction and agriculture, require machines with power, and that's a fact. So JCB acknowledged the need for a peculiar solution to their dilemma. They realized they just had to make environmentally friendly engines by some means, but they couldn't afford to sacrifice the power of their engines. To do this, in 2020, JCB started working towards developing hydrogen-powered engines with similar power potentials as diesel engines, but that were more environmentally friendly this time. Now, barely a few years down the line, even though JCB is yet to commence the mass production of hydrogen engines, they have made immense progress. For JCB, hydrogen engines are the future, and they're championing this course. In this video, we'll take a look at JCB's hydrogen engine. We'll also examine why JCB has opted for hydrogen as the fuel that powers its engine of the future, the benefits of hydrogen over diesel engines, and how much impact this invention will have on drivers. Electric engines can power small machines that don't require immense amounts of energy. Advancements in technology, like the manufacture of electric cars, have proven this. But what we are yet to see are electrically powered heavy trucks. And that's simply because heavy machines like the type manufactured by JCB have higher energy needs that battery power won't be sufficient to meet. To provide this amount of energy via the EV route, these machines will have to be fitted with giant-sized batteries. The physical space required to carry these batteries and the additional weight this would require make it impracticable. How do we know this? To arrive at this conclusion, JCB had previously experimented with several diesel alternatives. In 2019, JCB fitted a fuel cell supplied by Nissan in a prototype 20-ton X-Series excavator. After a series of investigations, the company concluded that battery cells were too complicated and expensive for heavy machines. From JCB's findings, using these fuel cells would result in the cost of these machines going up to almost 3 times the cost of regular diesel machines. Running costs were also not excluded and were projected to shoot up considerably, making these battery-powered heavy equipment too expensive for customers if at all they were to be made commercial in the end. So with JCB's aim still set on achieving zero net emissions, JCB began the development of its hydrogen engines. Tim Burnhope, JCB's Chief Innovation and Growth Officer, stated that there's a big difference between a car and a machine, and that JCB deals with machines. For Tim, JCB has to seek solutions that take both their machine and target market into consideration. And considering the fact that even though electricity might be the most popular diesel alternative, it isn't the only alternative to fossil fuel. We can't help but agree with Tim on this. Initially, JCB set out to convert diesel engines to hydrogen engines. In the process, they found out that conversion wasn't going to function well. They later abandoned the idea of modification, going back to first principles to produce 100% hydrogen combustion engines. JCB wanted to produce hydrogen engines that would match diesel engines in efficiency, while producing zero greenhouse emissions in the process. And this wasn't going to come easy. But after 2 years and over 50 prototypes, the company has finally arrived at a patent they're satisfied with. Physically, the JCB hydrogen combustion engine doesn't look much different from diesel engines. Drivers wouldn't notice any difference when driving. And according to Ryan Ballard, the head of engine development at JCB, the only thing drivers might notice